Hello everybody, welcome to this very special live stream for Jurassic World Evolution 3. We are here at the special event in London. It's been a very exciting weekend where players have been able to get their hands on the game a little bit early. Thank you very much to our partners at Nvidia, Turtle Beach, Overclockers and Noble Chairs for making this weekend happen. My name is Rich, I'm a video artist at Frontier. I'm going to be your host for today. And if you're not entirely sure, you're tuning in, you're not sure what Jurassic World Evolution 3 is, it is a creative management simulation game where you get to create your own dinosaur park and bring your very own Jurassic World to life. Jurassic World Evolution 3 launches on October the 21st for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And you can pre-order the game right now. And if you do, you'll also get access to the Badlands set, which hopefully you should be able to see on the screen. There you go. That is the Badlands set. So if you pre-order the game now, you will get access to this when the game launches on the 21st of October. Now, if you weren't lucky enough to join us this weekend here in London for this preview event, you can check out the Jurassic World Evolution 3 social channels for a bunch of videos and pictures of what this event has been like. And if you use the hashtag Jurassic World Evolution 3, you can also see all the other content that people have been creating and sharing over the course of this weekend. Hopefully, we should get some images on screen to show you all what this event has looked like. There we go. We do let producer Adam out of his enclosure, out of the Cambridge studio. We did let him come here today. But if you do hear any alarms going off, it's because somebody left the studio door open and he's made it outside. But it's been a really fantastic event here in London. Okay, so for the next hour, we're going to be jumping into the sandbox mode for a first live look at this particular mode. And we're going to be tinkering with an already existing park and getting it ready and spruced up for our dinosaurs. And after that, we're going to hop over exclusively to Discord after an hour here to show you some extra stuff for about 15 minutes or so to show you off some dynamic biome scenery and more, some really cool additions to Jurassic World Evolution 3. So if you'd like to see that, come and join us over on the official Frontier Discord. Hopefully a link should appear in the chat to jump over there. So if you do want to join us for some more extra stuff later on, then please do hop over to the Discord. And finally, we're also going to do a giveaway on this stream. We've got a bunch of fantastic prizes to give away. So if you'd like to get involved in that, be here on Twitch and we'll cover that a bit later. Okay, I think that is all of my housekeeping done. As said, my name is Rich, I'm your host for today. As you can see by my certificate here, I am DIN certified. And one of the things we had to get into place for this stream is you had to be DIN certified to be on the stream. And I'm joined by two extremely certified DIN employees here. I'm joined by Mel and Mike. Would you both mind introducing yourselves and telling us what you do?
Yep. Hello, I'm Mike Evans. I am the lead designer for Jurassic World Evolution 3 and series veteran.
Hi, I'm Mel and I'm a video artist. I work with Rich and I've been working on the marketing campaign for Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Thank you both for joining us today. And I think it's time we just jumped straight into the game and had a look at this park that Mel herself had been building over however long it's been. But this is a new place, a new location for the game, which is China. And this park, I believe, is going to be featuring in the launch trailer for Jurassic World Evolution 3, which you will be seeing in a couple of weeks' time. So Mel, can you tell us more about your park?
Yes, thanks Rich. As you guys can see that we are here in our new China map and it is beautiful. As soon as I saw this map, I was so eager to build a park in here. Looking at this amazing mountain vista that just surrounds this park is just so inspirational. And that was exactly what I wanted to try and lean into with this park that you see in front of you. So I went for creating a park that feels almost like a nature sanctuary and everything just flows with the land. There's no like big clusters of buildings. Everything is kind of either up on elevated terrain or is flowing with in between the trees or the rocks here. And that was exactly something that I wanted to lean into to create this aesthetic. So immediately, as you can see here, there's lots of terrain work that's going on. Jurassic World Evolution 3 has incredible terrain tools that you can use, and I wanted to demonstrate to the players what you can do with those tools, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And secondly, one of my favorite features, and you will see these probably in all of my parks, is waterfalls. I was not shy with them in this park. I wanted it to feel almost like it was carved by the water itself. So everywhere I could probably fit one, I started tucking in some waterfalls or just little pools of water around different areas of this park as well. And finally, the last thing that I used was actually the natural pathing that you see here. So you not only have man-made pathing available in the game, you also have a choice of different natural pathing or even invisible pathing that you can use.
It looks absolutely phenomenal. And you've got a moment here, Mel, where you can flex something in your park. Just pick something to show the chat, something that you're really, really proud of, apart from waterfalls. Because you've already told us how much you love them.
That's completely fair. Honestly, like, my favorite part is this section over here. I enjoy going hiking, and I really just wanted to make this whole area feel that if you were a hiker, like, down on the ground, you were looking up at, like, either some of the buildings or our beautiful aviary on the right. And I mean, the guests themselves look like they're going for hikes in this park. Yeah, maybe there was a bit of work for them to get around. But also, if I was a hiker, I would then want to probably stop over here and look at this beautiful vista that is part of this map in China.
It is stunning, and I can see the chats are really, really liking how this park looks. But I think we need to see what dinosaurs you've got in this park. Now, I believe there is an enclosure with Patagotitan and Gallimimus cohabiting here, and here they are.
Absolutely beautiful dinosaurs. And we also have some juveniles running around. Oh, there's one there.
Right there.
There he's going pitter-pattering around the enclosure. Let's go zoom in on this little guy.
Oh, look.
Aww.
They are absolutely gorgeous.
Going for zoomies.
So this enclosure's got Patagotitan and Gallimimus together, but we are going to be also looking at a Chinese native dinosaur later on, the Guanlong. But we will cover that a little bit later. But for players who are familiar with the series, they can probably see that this enclosure looks quite straightforward, very, very familiar to what they're used to. We've just got a simple perimeter fence. But as part of Jurassic World Evolution 3, there is so much more potential for enclosures because we have natural barriers coming into play. So Mel, what is the plan with this enclosure today?
That's right, Rich. So as you were saying about natural barriers, I'm going to go in today and delete all of this fencing and use our terrain tools to build a new boundary out of the terrain.
Awesome. And while Mel is doing that, Mike, I'm going to bring you in. Can you tell us exactly what players can expect with natural barriers and how they work?
Of course. So one of the big core pillars of Jurassic World Evolution 3 is creativity evolved, and as you've seen in Mel's wonderful park, the terrain tools, the things you can do with them are staggering. You can do extreme elevation changes, you can do waterfalls, you can do deep ravines and sheer cliffs, and it's through that the ability to make natural enclosures was born. So if you create terrain in such a way that dinosaurs can't navigate, so the steep sides of this plateau here that Mel's creating, that will create a perfectly safe barrier to enclose the dinosaurs and keep your guests safe. You can also use the new deep water feature for dinosaurs that can't swim or walk within the deep water. That's another avenue for doing a creative, natural enclosure. You can also use a scenery, so individual rocks and walls, you can place those, and that's a fantastic way of blending artificial infrastructure like this ranger gate here into the natural enclosure. Make sure there's no gaps for your dinosaurs to sneak out while still providing a means for your rangers to get access to the enclosure.
So you can see Mel here using these are the individually placeable rocks, so these also still work as part of the natural boundary.
That's right.
So players have got a lot of play over this. They can do this completely themselves if they want to. But just on the rocks, while Mel was obviously, as you can see here, while she's flattening out this plateau, you can see the rocks are being generated along those walls, which is really, really cool. Do park managers, do players have a bit more control over this sort of generative rock work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have this fantastic set of compound brushes that are designed to dress the terrain for you. You get all of these fantastic detailed objects like the rocks on the sides of these cliffs and the lilies in the water. But if you don't want those rocks, you can use these other brushes, these material brushes, to just paint a specific texture that you're interested in. And by feathering the intensity of those brushes, you can sort of get like the halfway house that you would like. You know, you can always put a bit more rocks back in, like here. And if you want absolute total control, you can just hand place every single rock that you want and scale them and rotate them and get them exactly where you want them to be to get the look that you're after.
That's very much my approach, but I love placing things one bit like individually as we
Yeah,
go.
we're
But of
trying to be
course-
accessible.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, park managers have got such easy means of creating. I mean, Mel's just done this in a matter of like a minute or two.
Yeah.
It's so quick and easy to do that. So all these new terrain tools are coming into play. I'm sure players are very excited about them. Are there any tools, Mel, you specifically, that are excited about or have been excited about using you'd like to show off?
Oh, 100%. Honestly, with the terrain tools, you can do so much in a matter of clicks as well. And one of my favorites is called the dynamic ramp. So how this will work is you can do it with your pathing. You can just make interesting areas of elevation if you want. So we'll just go ahead and lift a bit of portion over here of this plateau, just a little bit here with the raised terrain brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and just flatten that out with the flatten terrain tool just to create another little plateau. And then between these two areas, grab the dynamic ramp. You can make it a little bit smaller, more narrow, or you can widen it a little bit. And I'm going to do that just here like this and make a nice gentle slope.
It's so easy.
It's one of my favorite tools. I use it all the time. A great addition to the game.
Yep. And as you see Mel here, she's using the smoothing tool just to take out those sort of sharper ridges, but while keeping that sheer cliff in place so that the enclosure remains closed for the dinosaurs in this enclosure. And now obviously Mel's using some of the brushes to put the foliage back in. The same ones, as you can see, just as you touch towards the edge there, it's bringing the rocks in as well. So depending on where you're painting with these brushes will depend on what it does.
It's sensitive to the slope angle, proximity to water. It just changes how they look. It's really easy to use and it looks fantastic.
It really does. So Mel's put this plateau in to separate this enclosure with something we'll get to a little bit later. But this looks really good. The potential here for like guest accessibility, we could do something with this. But that's kind of teasing you for a little bit later. We're going to stay in the Patagotitan and the Gallimimus enclosure. As you can see, there's a mix of all the different foliage types. There's water, there's obviously some rock work in place. Here we've got another juvenile Patagotitan having a great time, doing some zoomies.
Fantastic.
Still very big zoomies, but
colour.
still zoomies nonetheless. This enclosure does look amazing, but I don't want to call you out in front of the entire chat, Mel, but I feel like you are missing your signature piece when it comes to your park builds. Could you show everybody how easy it is to create waterfalls in Jurassic World Evolution 3?
Happy to. I think for this enclosure, because we're going for such dramatic features, I think I'm going to build a 2-tier waterfall and I can show you how quickly this can be done. So first of all, almost similar like what we did with the ramp tool on our plateau, we're going to lift the terrain a little bit here. There are some Gallimimus in the way here, so I'm just going to work around these guys here. So I'm just going to lift this terrain up like so, create a nice little flat space. The terrain here is obviously going to consider the dinosaurs there as well. We don't want them to suddenly get a bump. So that's how we're going to lift that like that. And then what you can also do is when creating your waterfalls as well, if you need to flatten out that terrain, you can also use the water tool to do that directly. But like I said, I want to make a 2-tier system now that our galleys are a little bit out of the way here. And I'm going to flatten that out as well. There we go. We'll just make this a little bit bigger, something a bit more dramatic. And there we go. So, there we go.
Just while Mel is doing that, I do apologise if you can hear voices in the background. That isn't Mike muttering away to himself.
I'm afraid not.
That we actually, because of, like I said, we are live here in London. We do have the preview event, the tour happening right outside our window. Players getting the chance to experience some very, very cool stuff here in London. So apologies if you can hear that at the moment.
We might have to pick another area. Sorry
I was going to say, I think your
The
dinosaurs are very much getting quite involved in your placement of a waterfall. I think they're just excited, Mel, understandably. They're very excited to get a waterfall in their enclosure.
I think we'll do it in the centre.
Yeah.
Make it more of a centrepiece of our enclosure, rather.
Watch as they immediately come and investigate this as well.
Yeah, watch. Whenever you want to build in your enclosure, your dinosaurs might get in the way a little bit there, but that's just because they're very, very curious. So we're going to place the water here. And then you can do this with shallow or deep water, and there we go.
There we go.
Just a couple of clicks and it's done, if your dinosaurs are not in the way.
It's so simple, but you've also still got control over all of this foliage as well, and the rock work on your raised plateau there, using those brushes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's even a special demolish brush within this environment tab. You can specifically target the detail objects you don't want to be there, and if you want to bring them back, just reapply the compound brushes, and and between the two of them, you can get the look you want.
It's so simple to achieve something that looks so beautiful. And look at, here you go, here's a Patica Titan just having a wade through the deep water.
Fantastic.
And this guy here is actually perfectly demonstrating something that we were going to actually talk about, which is deep water. Obviously, natural barriers, we've already shown you how to use it with terrain, but you can also use deep water as part of a natural barrier. And players have already seen in some of the previous stuff that they've seen for the game, we've got semi-aquatic dinosaurs, and you have got the likes of the Patica Titan. It's just this very, very large species. How does all of that play in together when making natural barriers, Mike?
Yeah, so we've got several species that are semi-aquatic, and we have these very large sauropods who are able to wade through the deep water with ease. For the semi-aquatics, they not only can swim in the deep water, but some of them can even hunt fish organically within the deep water. So it's quite useful. For the Spinosaurus, for example, we've removed its need for a fish feeder, because it can hunt for itself in the deep water. Here we have a Dimetrodon, another semi-aquatic species, going for a lovely swim with that fantastic sail on its back.
So beautiful. And
It's
the coloration of the patterns that you can get on these crests is stunning.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. And here we go. Look at that. Up onto land, and then you can see one just in the background there having a drink as well.
Yep, all deep water has a shallow water skirt around it, so that dinosaurs can always drink from the edge, even if they can't traverse the deep water itself.
It's very, very cool. So yeah, players can use deep water as well as terrain as part of their enclosure. There's so much potential in how players can create their enclosures in Jurassic World Evolution 3. It's super exciting to see what players get up to with that. So if we go back over to our Gallimimus and Patica Titan enclosure, it is looking really, really good now. Now we've got Mel's trademark Waterfall in. There we go. There's a bunch of Patica Titans having a nice wade. They are really liking it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at this.
Even having a nibble while in the water.
But what if we wanted to give our guests a real means to enjoy it? I believe one we made earlier over there. We've got something new for Jurassic World Evolution 3. This is the dinosaur encounter.
Ooh, we just missed one.
Oh, I just got a bit shy.
Just got a bit shy.
Stage
yes.
fright. Yeah.
The Dinosaur Encounter, brand new attraction for our game. It is a way for guests to get up close and personal to the smaller herbivores, and especially juveniles in the enclosure that it's attached to. They can fit under that gate there and get right up with the guests, and the guests can feed them. So whenever your little ones are getting hungry, they'll prioritise coming here for a snack, and then generate a lot of appeal for your park. And with lots of appeal comes lots of money, so that you can upgrade your park and add even more dinosaurs to it.
Yeah. It's a really, really cool addition to the game. It's a shame people are stood here waiting, but again, probably juvenile stage fright, probably, but that's okay. Speaking of juveniles, that's a really, really big part of Jurassic World Evolution 3, and with that comes breeding, and to facilitate that, there's a few things that we're going to need to do to make this enclosure suitable. So Mike, can you take us through that while Mel shows us in game how
absolutely.
it works?
So breeding juveniles and even male dinosaur synthesis is a big core feature to the game, brand new. So for park managers to introduce juveniles into their parks, there's a couple of steps you have to follow. They're quite simple but quite important. One, you need male and female dinosaurs. So in the campaign, you get access to male dinosaur synthesis once you have 70% or more of their genome complete. In this park that Mel's built here, we already have a nice mix of male and female Patica Titans, Gallimimus already, so we don't have to worry there, so we're all good. The next step is to look at the fertility of the females. because the fertility is going to determine the successful chance that they'll breed. Every female has this breeding curve, this fertility over their lifespan, and you can access that from the info panel, and it'll provide you a rough estimate of the percentage chance of breeding. Now, unfortunately, this Patago Titan won't have any chance of breeding until a large nest is placed in the enclosure. So Patago Titans, as I said on the info panel, require a large nest. Nests come in a variety of pre-built blueprints. There's no other requirements for this, and you can see that when you're hovering it in the territory, there's a nice happy smiley face around the Patago Titans to tell you that that's compatible with them. But the Gallimimus, they can also breed, obviously. They're one of the faster breeders in the game, very easy to breed. They want a medium nest, and you'll notice that they prefer having multiple nests nearby. So if you put 3 nests down within close proximity, that maximizes your chance of breeding. And so once the nests are down, that was the 3rd step. The 4th and final step is to just make sure your dinosaurs are happy and thriving in their enclosure. You can check on their comfort tab to make sure that all their environmental needs are met. And if that's the case, then it's just a matter of waiting and letting life find a way.
And I think while Mel was placing those other nests down, I believe the Patago Titans have already claimed the other nests, so life has already found it. Yeah, they've already found a way.
They were very
wasting
eager.
no time, these Patago Titans. But as a park manager, even though this is a much more sort of natural way to let dinosaurs do their own thing, as a park manager, are players able to get more involved in this process?
Oh, of course. So what we've just discussed was the natural breeding approach, where we just let them work it out amongst themselves. But if, as a park manager, if you wanted to influence the outcome of breeding, there's a couple of ways you can do it. The first and most important way is you can use a structured breeding program. And what that is, it allows you to pick the exact female and male dinosaur within a territory that you'd like to try and breed, so that you can have a strong influence over the traits and the skin patterns that they'll inherit as juveniles. It also boosts the success rate of that particular breeding attempt. So that's one way of doing it. The second way is to use genetic modification. We have a whole system for gene editing dinosaurs, and we've introduced 2 new traits to the game, one for fertility and one for compatibility. So fertility obviously just increases how fertile the females are, and thus increasing their chance of success. And compatibility improves the chances that any pair of dinosaurs in that territory will be more likely to want to breed. And so if you synthesize dinosaurs with those traits, you're going to have an increased chance of getting juveniles. And then the final way to influence breeding is if you would like a particular dinosaur not to be involved in natural breeding. Perhaps they have a negative trait you don't wish to pass on to a younger generation. You can use contraceptives. You can access it from their fertility tab, and you can just toggle that on. And then that way everyone else can carry on naturally breeding, excluding this particular dinosaur.
Fantastic. So again, while we've been doing that, another nest has been claimed, so nature has indeed found a way for some of the Gallimimus. Obviously Mel has also put a breeding program in play. So over the course of the rest of the stream, keep an eye on the top right of the screen, because while we've got a bunch of things we're still yet to show you, we might have to quickly dip back over here to see some movement in a nest and get a chance to show you guys live exactly what happens when new juveniles arrive in the park. But this enclosure is looking fantastic. All the Gallimimus and the Patago Titans are looking very, very happy. The waterfall is waterfalling, so I think we're in a really good position here. And I think with that, I think we should have a look at doing our giveaway. So we've got a couple of prizes to give away. First of all, we have got 2 of these, the Turtle Beach Atlas 200, which you can hopefully see on camera right now. A lovely headset from Turtle Beach, one of our partners. There we go. Here you go, you could win one of these. And we also have a Jurassic World Evolution 3 branded Noble Chairs chair as part of this giveaway. So if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning one of those prizes, make sure you're in the Twitch chats, twitch.tv/Frontier, and type in !JWE3. !JWE3. to be in with a chance of winning a Noble Chairs Jurassic World Evolution 3 chair or a Turtle Beach Atlas 200. Yep, I can see it all in the chat now. Please go to frontier.co.uk/legal for any terms and conditions, etc. And best of luck to you all. We're going to announce a winner towards the end of the stream. But I think that'll be open for a couple of minutes, I believe. So get your exclamation mark JWE3 in the chat now if you want a chance of winning. While Mel shows off the lovely Gallimimus, just having a drink and a wander through our enclosure. Uppercase or lowercase, I don't think it matters. Lowercase specifically. I've been told it's lowercase. Exclamation mark JWE3, all in lowercase, please, if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning. Okay. Best of luck to everybody. Okay, so now let's have a look at our Guanlong enclosure. So this is a Chinese native, and I did mention earlier we're going to get to it. And obviously Mel has built this plateau. We have eggs found in one of the nesting areas. This is what we need to look out for, chat. That's going to happen. So this is now our Guanlong enclosure, and Mel has added in the deep water here at sort of the front of the enclosure, which, as mentioned earlier, it works as part of a natural barrier. And in that deep water, we have another new attraction. This is the Cretaceous cruise. Can you tell us more about this, Mike?
Yeah, so another brand new attraction, very highly requested. It's the Cretaceous Cruise. It's a kayak-based water tour. So you can place it in a water body, and then you can define a lovely scenic route for your kayaks to follow along the water surface and loop back around to the station. It just provides another way to experience the dinosaurs up close and personal, and especially in this case, it's safely as well, because the Guanlong can't go into the deep water. You can also, like our other tours, you can go for a bit of a paddle yourself if you want to experience the dinosaurs. There you go, from the same view as the guests, except you're not restricted, of course, to staying on the route, so you can go wherever you want. It's a fantastic new addition to the game. I'm really happy we got it, and yeah, I'd love to see what people are going to make with it.
It's a really cool new addition from the game. Okay, folks in the chat, the giveaway has closed. So please cease with your exclamation mark JWE3s. That is it. We will announce a couple of winners a bit later on in the stream. So best of luck if you have entered. Okay, so we've got the Cretaceous cruise in play, but I think we should get the Guanlong into this enclosure. So I did say they're waiting in the wings. Mel, whereabouts are they, and how are we going to get them into this enclosure?
So I have them ready and waiting on this side of the park. So I've got a hatchery here where they're all set up and ready for release as well. So as you can see, you can either release them directly into the enclosure where you've got the hatchery set up, or what we're going to do, we're going to release them via airlift. And when you select this option, you can actually see here, you can even individually
hang on,
place
we've got a
them.
movement in a nest.
Sorry, guys.
Movement in nest.
Quick.
No Guanlong right now. We're going to go and see juveniles.
Juvenile Gallimimus.
Oh, look at the blue one.
Wow, so many. Oh,
And some little hops and some little steps.
that's so cute.
There we go.
Oh, and there they go.
That's it.
And they just straight into zooming around.
Look, they're all chasing each other.
Look at that blue one.
He's beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
There's so many.
It's fantastic.
So many more chances for them to end up in the dinosaur encounter attraction.
With
just
3
so
nests.
Yeah, 3 nests. So many more Gallimimus for the guests to see. Life has indeed found a way. Oh, and they're running again.
They're full of energy. Full of energy. I'm sure they're going to crash out soon.
Yeah, we're going to come back over here a bit later, and they're all going to be fast asleep. Completely tuck it out. Okay, Guanlong. Let's see how far through we can get before something else happens. So Mel, where were we?
We were just about to release them via the airlift. And as I was just demonstrating before, we had juveniles. You can deliver them one by one from the hatchery, or what we're going to do is use the new feature called a delivery zone.
Yeah, so the benefit of the delivery zone is that it delivers all the dinosaurs at once in a single crate, which is not only faster, as Cabot likes to say, but also saves a boatload of chopper fuel. But the real benefit, I think, to the delivery zone is it provides a release moment
sorry, Mike, we got movement again.
Whoa.
Again.
Again. It's the Gallimimus again.
I did say they were fast breeders. These, I think, all aspiring park managers should try their hand at breeding Gallimimus first to get a taste of it.
Soon we'll be overrun in
Yep.
this enclosure.
It's plenty big enough, I'm sure.
And
Did you get the Guanlong on the way? Are they
Guanlong is
route?
on the way.
They
and
are en route.
Just while they're on the way, I'm just going to make sure that this
is definitely-
enclosure is secured.
Yep.
Make sure this is a sheer cliff face on this
Yep.
side, just while I had my eyes on that. And
There's the
there they
chopper.
come
They
along.
come.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, the real benefit, the real standout feature of this remote delivery to a delivery zone is you get a release moment. We all love the release animations from the hatchery, and this just provides a way to do that
Yeah.
remotely across the park.
As a player, I never skip them. They're so good to see. And obviously, in previous games, you could release them via rail if you didn't get that. Obviously, with this now you do. But one of the big benefits, I think, of the delivery zones is that obviously we're playing in sandbox at the minute. But if you were playing in career mode and you've got finances and power to be worrying about, if you have hatcheries that are serving multiple enclosures, that's obviously saving you money in terms of having to build loads of hatcheries, but also going to be saving you power as well.
Yep, and you can always upgrade your hatchery to have multiple slots for incubating and synthesizing dinosaurs. So you can just have one hatchery serving the entire park.
Awesome. Okay, let's click that before we have more juveniles somewhere. And here they are.
Beautiful.
Oh,
This is the Guanlong. They look
beautiful.
I really
Absolutely phenomenal.
love the male Guanlong, the orange ones in the background. I think they look fantastic. It's my favourite brand new dinosaur for Jurassic World Evolution 3.
they
Have a
are
closer
absolutely
look.
gorgeous. So this is the male.
This is the male one.
They're
Isn't that beautiful?
such distinctive sort of snouts. It's got a crest on their snout, and they've got feathers as well.
I love the feathery tail. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I think
And
that's
if-
stunning.
Players who are watching this who would love to have the Guanlong in their parks, the Guanlong is part of the deluxe edition of Jurassic World Evolution 3, along with a bunch of other things as well. So if you'd like to have the Guanlong in your park, make sure you pre-order the deluxe edition of Jurassic World Evolution 3, and you can pre-order that again right now for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And once again, if you pre-order either the standard or the deluxe edition of the games, you will also get access to the Badlands set. So here we have the Guanlong having a mosey around, sussing out their enclosure. But speaking of their enclosure, even though you'll see the Guanlong are looking really beautiful at the minute, I think their enclosure is looking a little bit barren. So Mel, what steps do we need to take as park managers to get this enclosure ready for the Guanlong?
So the first thing you want to typically look at is your dinosaur comfort. So while we've got one selected and they're busy roaming around their territory, you go into their comfort tab, and we can see here there are a few things
Yeah.
missing here that we're going to have to address. So while they're busy exploring, that is highlighted by this blue area here, and then we'll go in and edit the environment. And now when you're making changes to their territory, you typically want to edit within the confines of this blue highlighted territory. Because if you edit outside of this, they'll probably go and discover it, and you might have to tweak a few things afterwards. You might have too much of one element, and maybe you'll have to reduce it down to make way for another. So we're going to start by having a look at some cover. And luckily, everything is marked with a little heart. That is their preference. So we're going to go in here and place a bit of woodland. And like all of the compound brushes, you can change the size, you can change the intensity. And I'm just going to put up that intensity just a little bit here, maybe make it a little bit thicker, and just start adding in some cover for our Guanlongs. And you can already see in their info panel here, things are already starting to go up. It's already favoring for them as well. And maybe just for a little bit of style, I think I want to add a few trees on the end here as well, so that their enclosure is not looking too barren. And they're all actually looking pretty good on the other stats. And so the last thing we need to add is a feeder. So because they're a carnivore, they naturally want a live prey feeder. So we'll pop that here, maybe actually close for the guests, a little bit closer for the guests to see them. And there we go. So that should now satisfy those needs. And while we're at it, let's maybe see if we place a nest down.
Yep.
Never know.
I've
Might
very
get
much seen
lucky.
people in chat wanting to see what would happen if we let life find a way on this side of your plateau.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Maybe we will. We have been so far.
Okay. And while we're here, I might make use of a breeding program, just like we did in the earlier days as well. So let's go and select our suitable male and female and start the program.
Not bad compatibility. It's worth a go.
It's worth a try. This is all you can do as a park manager, is try.
Speaking of juveniles, very quickly, should we just nip back over to the dinosaur encounter and see if our new influx of juveniles have... yes, we have. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Resupply the food source and show view. So
there
now
we
we've got some
go.
plenty
Look
of
at
food.
that.
Oh.
Would you be brave enough to do this?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Absolutely, yeah. This would be a dream come true, I think, for a lot of people to get this up close and personal to dinosaurs.
And there we can see, as long as it fits under this gate, it can come and get involved with the dinosaur encounter.
And he's off.
And he's off. Yeah.
Recovered his stamina. Ready for more zoom ins.
Yeah. So back over in the Guanlong enclosure, obviously we've now got that ready to go. They're quite happy with their surroundings. We've given them a nest. Obviously the guests have got the Cretaceous cruise at the moment. I think we should get staff involved as well. So let's pop down a ranger post in this enclosure. And Mike, for players who don't know, could you just tell us exactly how this works?
Yep, so ranger posts are the way to automate your rangers to visit each enclosure and perform status checks on the dinosaurs within and resupply their feeders. So by placing one down, you see this nice large radius around, and that's going to tell you what it's going to cover. Once you've got it down, you can assign your ranger teams to it. And not only rangers, you can also assign MBU teams to perform medical tasks that are required from time to time. You know, sometimes dinosaurs get a disease and they need a bit of tender love and care. But you can also add a capture team, which is there specifically to help
Sorry, Mike, we have movement on the nest again. And
it's
it's the large nest.
Which means...
Patago Titan juveniles.
Oh.
Here we are.
Oh,
And look there, look at the size comparison. Straight away.
one of the parents is nearby.
Beautiful. I love him so much.
Welcome to the world.
Little hop.
Oh, they love it.
Yes.
There we go.
And there we go, they're zooming as well. Juveniles they have so much energy.
Not as fast as the juvenile Gallimimus, but...
No, I wouldn't want to challenge
Yes.
onto a foot race, but he's going to go for it anyway. And the little footprints as well.
Oh, he's just doing a little dance.
He is.
Whoosh. Fantastic.
What are siblings for?
Exactly. And a little splash around. Lovely stuff. Okay, so the ranger post is down in the Guanlong enclosure. Something else new in Jurassic World Evolution 3 are security cameras.
Yes.
So Mike, what can you tell us about those?
So they're very similar to the ranger post, but it's brand new. You use them to keep an eye on your dinosaurs. Make sure they don't become a threat to guests. So you place them down. They have a nice view arc, and as long as they're powered, and as long as you assign a capture team to patrol that security camera, if it detects any funny business with your dinosaurs, if they become a threat to guests because they've broken out, or maybe someone sabotaged your gate and left it open, they will automatically get a capture team to come and tranquilize that dinosaur. So you as a park manager, you can worry about other things and just clean up the mess after the fact.
Yeah. Amazing.
They also provide this really great immersive view.
Yeah.
But you can see your dinosaurs from.
Super cool. So obviously we've got the deep water in the foreground here, and the Guanlong are not semi-aquatic, so they're not going to venture into that deep water, but the guests, as we can see on the Cretaceous cruise, are going to be quite happily enjoying them from the safety of their boats.
Yeah.
But the popularity of this attraction is going to be influenced by the dinosaurs that guests can see. So what can you tell us about appeal and what players can do to maximise it?
Yep, so every dinosaur in the game has an appeal score, the higher the better. And what our viewing attractions do is they sort of extract the appeal from all the dinosaurs that they can see, and then as long as the guests can see the dinosaurs, it's going to influence how much appeal there is in the park. And then the more appeal you have, the more guests will want to come to your park, and then the more money you're going to be able to make. But then also the more needs you're going to have to cater towards. Appeal is more dynamic in this game than ever before. The juveniles have a really healthy bonus to their appeal, and as long as you look after them whilst they're a juvenile, when they grow up, they'll maintain that bonus. Also, if you breed successive generations, there's an additional bonus to their appeal that makes them even more appealing. So for those that are playing for a long time, you can get to third, fourth generation naturally bred dinosaurs. You're going to have an incredibly appealing park. It's going to bring loads and loads of guests in.
I love this guy.
He's just chilling.
He's just chilling. He's having a great time. A lot high appeal as well, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the appeal there. So if you open up the economic panel, Mel, we can just have a quick look at that. So this is the place where you can see how your appeal is going to affect your profit. So on the left, you can see the total appeal in the park and how many guests that's going to try and bring to the park. And in the center, you can see how many guests actually come to the park and how much money you make from them. And you can see what you have to do to bring more. So guest comfort is a little bit low in this park, Mel. You're going to have to step up your park management game a little bit there.
And I did the training.
Yeah. Yeah, this just tells you, like, more appeal, more guests, more money, more income, more dinosaurs, bigger park.
Everything just works together in perfect harmony. It's lovely. But as Mike said, I think the guests need something else now to get involved. So if we go back to Mel's plateau here in the centre, I think it's time we made this accessible to guests. So Mel, what's the plan with adding some viewing galleries to this space?
So the first thing we'll need to do is make sure that our guests can access this space as well. So I'm going to remove some of these trees as a first step as well, just make a nice open space here. And then we're going to use our pathing to connect it down to this bottom plateau over here. And like I mentioned earlier, you've got a huge selection of pathing that you can use, as well as natural pathing or invisible pathing as well. I'm going to go ahead and use one of our classic main thoroughfares. And I think, I'm going to keep it as a large. I'm expecting a lot of footfall here, especially since we have so many juveniles coming into our Gallimimus and Patagotitan enclosure. And then I'm actually going to turn on Adjust Terrain. This is a new feature, which I'll demonstrate in just a moment. And I'm going to go and change the color as well. So you can choose from a color here on the color swatch, or you can even go here for a bit more control, maybe make it a bit darker, lighter, or even just change to a shade that you prefer. I think I'm going to go for something a little bit more bright, maybe a bit of orange. I kind of like orange. And then here we go. Place the pathing down, connecting to existing pathing network, and you can already see a ramp beginning to form. And like always, you can do straight or you can do curved path. And with just one click, it has flattened the terrain for you and jointed to that lower level. Which is really, really nice.
It's very useful.
It's such a handy tool. I was very, very excited when this came in. And then, kind of taking a look at it, I don't feel like it quite matches in the park that I've created. So I think I'm going to go in and change that to a natural path again, my own preference. And what's nice is you can do a very simple click and replace here with your pathing. So hovering over, you can go in and change it to your preferred pathing. And then also, if you want to change a larger area of your pathing, you can use a brush replace tool. You can expand the radius to cover a bigger area, and you can go in and change multiple paths to something different. This affects the type of path, the color, and even the width as well. So you can go make them a little bit more narrow, or actually just bring in a new color if you want to.
So cool. So easy to use. So let's drop in two of our viewing galleries now, Mel, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. So as you can see here, here's all of our attractions that are available in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And we're going to give our guests just a nice front row seat to the dinosaurs using our viewing galleries as well. And you'll notice that as I've grabbed the viewing gallery, you can see that the UI has got a big selection here, a variety, I should say, of different blueprints that are pre-built available in the game for you. And if this is something you want to maybe try something else, you can go down to Community Creations. And this is linked to our Frontier Workshop, where the favorite creations from other players from across different platforms will be made available to you. You don't even have to exit your game. You can just grab it down below and put it straight in your park. So I'm going to go ahead and place down these viewing galleries. I think one on this side, and then we'll have one overlooking our Guanlong as well. I'll keep it the same just on this side, and then that can look there, like that.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And then I'm just going to connect it with the pathing, turn off the replace, and bring in the pathing to connect to these viewing galleries.
Super easy to put all this together. I think players might have spotted, obviously, with the workshop, it's going to be available to everyone on all platforms. And at the moment, it did say on the UI that it was offline. That's because we are using a dev build at the moment. Obviously, we're not quite to October 21st yet. But come the game's release, you will see some custom-made, community-made creations appearing in that little section there, and even more if you click through to the workshop. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. So Mel's placed down some pre-existing blueprints for these viewing galleries, but obviously something also new in Jurassic World Evolution 3 is the ability to create something entirely custom. So Mel, time to put your money where your mouth is. You've shown us everything you've done. Could you build us something quickly, completely custom?
Absolutely. I think what I'm going to do here today is just something very simple. I'm thinking of creating just a little plaza area for the guests to walk through, and then it connects to our viewing galleries on either side. So the first thing I'm going to do is place down some flooring. And as you can see here, that we actually have something called flattening foundation. This is something we're going to demonstrate later in our Discord, so please stay on for that as well. But I want, for this look, I want it to match the rest of the theme that I've got in this park. So I'm going to go ahead and filter for the Europe theme over here, and then grab some of this brick square flooring over here, something nice and big. And you can see as I've grabbed this piece, with modular building, you can use pieces that are either on a grid or off grid as well. And the benefit of having the grid system is that you can build something really accurately, such as the buildings you see on either side here, and everything will align from the walling to the roofing as well. So you don't really have to sit there and fiddle around with aligning those pieces. So you can see this is also joined on one system here. And then if I want the guests to be able to walk on this, so I'm going to select this group and then just put it a little bit there into the ground, maybe just move it a bit more central.
That's perfect, yep.
Like that. There we go.
So the path beneath this is going to be where the guests are going to be walking themselves.
Yep.
What Mel is building here is essentially just a nice cosmetic flourish to the park.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I want to add just a little fencing around this section as well. So I'm going to go here and just grab some piece by piece fencing, and then I'm going to assemble this just one at a time. Sorry, I've got nails, so if
it's also typing when you're live. If somebody's watching you when you type, it's impossible to type.
Yeah, and I just had my nails done before the stream, so
Same.
I'm going to just bring in something that matches a bit of the aesthetic.
Yep.
Like that. And then the nice thing is you've got your advanced move tool as well, so we can go in and just bring this down like that, make it a bit more of a straight post like that. And then I'm going to just align that a little bit better because that's a little bit off center for me. And when you're a builder, you become a perfectionist.
Yep.
It is a
Can confirm.
habit. And there we go. We've created a nice fence on the side. And also the scenery pieces are colorable. And I want to actually make this a slightly darker wood, just like that.
Perfect.
And then as a final touch, I think just a bit of greenery because I really like the hanging vines.
Yeah, see it on the Alpine Zoom Gallery.
So I'm going to just try and match that aesthetic with the climbers over here with the foliage. So I'm going to grab this, and then you can do align to surface, which means you can just hover it over like a wall piece or anything like that and just click.
Easy.
And then I don't have to sit and align that as well. And there we go. There's a nice fence created, and I'm going to select all these pieces and turn it into a group so that when I click off of it, I can select all of those pieces in no time. And now I'm going to place this around just as a bit of fencing for my plaza area. And I'm just going to duplicate this. And obviously now hopefully my eyes will line everything up well, especially doing this live.
No pressure, Mel, no pressure. You're doing great.
There we go. So we'll just put a little bit of that around. You can also do quick keys as well, so I don't have to sit and rotate this individually one by one. You can do this with quick keys, like so. And I think my entrance is just over there, so that can actually just go one more. Hopefully my instincts are right.
Yep, it's looking good.
And then we're gonna just finish this off around the other side as well. I might be a little bit off center, but when you're doing these things live, sometimes it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. There's my entrance over there, so I'm just gonna put one more there and one more there. So there we go. A little bit of a plaza. We ignore that little misline there. It happens.
What misalignment? There's no misalignment.
It was not bad for a couple of minutes.
No, exactly.
And then I'm thinking as a last little touch, just going to add some planters and then maybe even a bit of a fountain blueprint in the center. So we'll go ahead and grab, I quite like the sandstone planters, and a lot of our pieces as well, you can increase the scale like so. So you can make these pieces a little bit larger. Actually, I'm going to do it off here because if you put it on there, it might disrupt the flooring. So I'm going to increase that there. And then I'm going to just grab a tree, I think. Just something, happy little tree. Just something small to place in here. There's, as you can see, there's also
Mel's going, there's
loads
so
of
much to choose
scenery.
from.
I think Mel knows exactly what tree she's after. There we go.
Been in the scenery tab for a long time now. And then there we go. I'm going to add these around as just a bit of decor. Make sure it's somewhat aligned. There we go.
But much like, obviously, Mel having created this planter group, this fence group, these are things that you could just upload to the Frontier Workshop.
That's
for
right.
absolutely anybody to get their hands on and get and involve in their park. It's super, super straightforward.
Absolutely. And then speaking of blueprints, even in-game, there are a variety of blueprints available for you to grab and go and decorate your park. So I'm going to grab, that's a little bit big.
That's a bit big.
quite big.
Maybe, yeah, that's a little bit better. That fits the center. And there we go.
There we go.
There we have it. Just something very simple. And a lot of these pieces are colorable, as I've mentioned before, so you can go in and change it however you want and decorate your park. It's entirely up to you.
No, it's looking fantastic. Okay, one more thing for this little section here. Another thing new. We're going to place down a maintenance post. So Mel, if you would be so kind. And Mike, can you tell us exactly how this post works?
Of course. So, Mel, if you zoom out a little bit and then move that maintenance post away from these buildings, you'll see that they are red. They are not being covered by this maintenance post. And when you put the maintenance post in the right places and it covers them, they go blue. That's a good thing. So what is it doing? Well, we've got a new maintenance facility in the game and a new vehicle to go along it, the maintenance ATV. And what these teams do when you assign them to patrol the maintenance post is they'll drive around between them and they'll inspect, they'll repair, they'll reboot and resupply all the infrastructure within range of those posts. So no longer do you have to manually issue a task to repair a broken fence, resupply a backup generator. You can just have your maintenance team do it. So you can concentrate on running your breeding programs, sorting enclosures out, building natural enclosures, using scenery like Mel's doing here, decorating your park. You can basically automate away some of the trickier management. So you can just concentrate on having fun with the rest of the tool set here.
That's super cool. So we've got our viewing galleries in place, and now guests have got a means of seeing our dinosaurs from ground level. But what if they could see everything from up high?
Well, that would be incredible.
That would be quite incredible. And I think new to Jurassic World Evolution 3, we have the balloon tour.
That's right, yeah. So we've got this is my favourite new attraction, another highly requested attraction, I must say. It's a balloon tour. Like our other tours, there's a couple of varieties of blueprints built into the game that you can use, and you can obviously make your own, and I'm sure on launch there'll be plenty in the workshop to download. And you just place it down there. You can see that there's a beautifully big balloon. You can change the colour of that balloon. There's some skins that you can change as well. But the standout feature of the balloon tour, being a tour, when you have to build a route, is that it can be placed on top of anything. you can put this balloon tour wherever you'd like, and it's a fantastic addition to a park. After you've already established the ground level attractions, you can get just that extra appeal by having a nice lazy balloon tour drifting above your park, just capturing all of that appeal from the dinosaurs that maybe the viewing attractions might have missed.
Yeah.
You can even have these routes overlap other balloon tours. If you can have many balloon tours in your park. And I see Mel's completed the tour. It's open for business, and guests are eagerly onboarding that balloon basket.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also this fantastic VFX of the burners at work, which can look particularly good at night.
Fantastic.
When you make a nighttime park.
So one thing quickly before we jump into the balloon, I've seen a lot of people asking. I did see that I think the Guanlong went into the nest.
Have they?
Can we double check and see if there are any juveniles before we hop into the balloon?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our map.
Yes, I think there are.
I think
Yes,
there are.
there's
They
more.
were-
There are.
There is more than there were before. Maybe
We
There
have a
we
juvenile,
go.
we do. There we go.
Look at that.
Apologies, we
fur.
missed the sort of reveal from the nest, but there you go. A juvenile
His
Guanlong.
little tail is not quite as.
Not quite as floofy.
There's a nice
Who's-
comparison.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
So again, if you want to have the Guanlong in your park, these will be part of the deluxe edition of Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is available to pre-order now. There you go. There you go, chat. Okie dokie. I think now the balloon should be relatively overhead by this point, I think, shouldn't it? Based on the...
Ooh.
it should
Balloons
be-
are- it's a
balloons
speed
are
limit.
We're
quite
getting
sedate.
there.
The wind can only blow so hard. But there,
And of
look at that,
course,
you can
there
ride
you
along.
go.
You can ride along the balloon and just see your park from a whole new angle.
It's absolutely stunning.
see the sun glistening off the aviary. And just take it all in.
It's gorgeous. The game looks fantastic.
I love this map so much. It's so beautiful.
I need to remember to speak because I feel like I just sit here and just watch
It would
this.
make a fantastic screensaver. wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Well, I think it's about time we revealed our winners of our giveaway. And as said, there were two of these headsets to give away from Turtle Beach, the Atlas 200s. And there is also one Jurassic World Evolution 3 themed Noble Chairs chair. And I'm very excited to say that Laxon12 and Commander Dave Tinman, you have won a headset each.
Well
So
done,
congratulations. And to our winner of the Noble Chairs Jurassic World Evolution 3 chair is Ferg. There's 3 Gs. So congratulations
Well
to
done,
you. Keep an eye out for a Twitch Whisper, I believe, from the official Frontier channel to get your information. But congratulations to you all on winning there. But that about wraps up our time here on Twitch. So thank you both so much for your time and your insight into
welcome,
Jurassic World
Rich.
Evolution
Thank
3
you.
today. Really, really appreciate it all. Obviously, the amount we achieved in about an hour is really impressive. It just goes to show how easy it is to get stuck into the game. Genuinely, it's fantastic. And thank you to all of you for joining us today as well. And if you've liked what you've seen today, Jurassic World Evolution 3 is available to pre-order right now on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. If you pre-order either the standard or the deluxe edition of the game, you will get the Badlands sets. There it is again. And if you pre-order the deluxe edition, of course, you will get the Guanlong, which you saw earlier. There we go. That's the deluxe edition of the game. You can get the Guanlong into your park and those lovely, less floofy-tailed juveniles as well into your parks. But thank you all so much for joining us here on Twitch. If you'd like to see some more, including dynamic biome scenery and those foundation flattening pieces, please join us over in the Discord for an extra 15 minutes or so, I believe. Yeah, you can see links in the chat there. So if you'd like to come and join us over on the official Frontier Discord, then please do. If not, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you again to our partners NVIDIA, Turtle Beach, Overclockers and Noble Chairs for making this possible. Thank you all so much and we'll see you in the park on October 21st.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, Discord, hopefully. Hello, thank you for staying with us. So we're going to be with you for an extra sort of 15 minutes or so to show you a couple of extra bits and pieces, including dynamic biome scenery. So, Mel, what is the plan for our lovely lot who've continued to stick with us here on Discord?
So for this segment, I'm going to use the flattening foundation floor pieces that I spoke about earlier, and then I'm also going to show the dynamic biome scenery that Rich is now mentioning.
Yep.
And I'm going to assemble that into a very small blueprint, save that out, and then we're going to load into one of the other maps to demonstrate what actually happens with the scenery pieces.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what actually happens, hopefully, with the dynamic biome scenery, is that it's going to pick up. It's going to change based on the biome that you're in. So we have a selection of dynamic biome foliage and dynamic biome rocks. So when Mel creates this blueprint, she's going to use those that foliage and that rocks, and it's going to be appropriate to the biome that we're in right now, which is a temperate alpine biome. And then hopefully we're going to move into a desert, and we're going to see how that change is picked up in the resulting blueprint.
So this is the foundation flattening pieces that we've all collectively sort of mentioned earlier on. So when you've been placing down, when Mel's been placing down things like the viewing galleries and things like that, they have this sort of grey underlay, which when you place this down, if it's on sort of undulating terrain, it will immediately just flatten it to be completely flat, to make it so any kind of path and stuff can just be easily attached to it. It makes things nice and straightforward.
So all our buildings have it built in.
Yeah. So the beauty of Jurassic World Evolution 3's modular building is you've also got access to these pieces. So say if you were an avid blueprint builder, which I'm sure when the game releases, there will be a lot of people who will be sticking to their parks, and there'll be a lot of people who will be sticking to just a lot of blueprints. These are going to come in really, really handy if you've got a very specific idea as to how you want things to look surrounding your particular masterpiece, be it a building or like this, a bit of a centerpiece, a bit of a fountain. You can use these pieces to make it look exactly how you want it to. Yeah,
but it also means you only have to make one blueprint, and it's going to look the part wherever you put it, instead of having to make an individual blueprint for each biome and having to manually tweak it. You've got just the one, and it's going to look appropriate no matter where you put it.
Yeah. And as eagle-eyed park managers might have noticed, the little orange icon next to these particular scenery pieces, as Mel is placing them, obviously right now, but also throughout the Twitch portion of this stream where Mel was doing the natural boundary and placing down some of these rocks. So what exactly are players to expect when building a blueprint out like this using this particular scenery? I mean, in fairness, we're about to show it, but so what have you got? What have you got going on here, Mel? What's the idea with this?
So I am just going in and I'm using both the foliage and the rocks just as much as possible, just so you can clearly see that difference the moment we put it into a desert park, because at the moment we're in a temperate biome in our China map. So I'm going to now save this out as a blueprint, and then we're going to take it over to our desert map and then see what happens to that foliage. And keep your eye on especially those trees. They'll probably be the first thing to catch your eye, and then you can see how these shift around. And this has been really useful when building parks. I have been using this quite a lot at the moment, and honestly it's been game-changing for me as well, because as Mike said, you only have to build one blueprint and you don't have to sit and customize every single one of them as well. So this is also a massive time saver. So with my very creative skills, I am going to call this fountain.
At least you're organised, Mel.
Fountain 01, Mel. You're anticipating at least 99
many
more
fountains.
Many fountains.
When you build lots of parks, you end up building a lot of different scenery as well. And then I'm just going to go in and say what I used here in this blueprint, and then also the foundation pieces as well. Yes, no typos. Amazing.
I was about to say, that's very well done.
With my long nails. There we go. So we've got that blueprint ready to go.
Yep. So now Mel is going to jump out of that park, and we're going to go load into a different one.
A very different one.
A very different one with a different biome. And then we're going to place that blueprint down to show you exactly how dynamic biome scenery works.
And also to highlight how the foundation flattened pieces
and that too.
Can flatten the ground underneath it, so your blueprint isn't accidentally embedded into the terrain.
Exactly. I was really impressed when I first saw this, because I thought, oh, that's really useful that there's going to be an automatically switching sort of menu. That's kind of how I saw it at first. The scenery within that menu is going to be the thing that's changing. And only when I seeing this now in action, so now if we look here, we're now in a completely different park.
You can also notice that balloon has the alternative balloon skin in the background.
Eagle eyes.
Eagle
Good
eyes.
spot.
And even though we're here in a desert biome, there are still waterfalls everywhere because this is a Mel park.
This
at
is
the end of
a
the day.
desert oasis.
Maybe.
If you're ever watching any of the trailers for Jurassic World Evolution 3, if you see a waterfall, you know exactly who is behind it.
Complete with Diplodocus juveniles
Yeah.
as well.
Look at them. I think we're going to take a moment to actually just appreciate the park again before we
The balloon. In
we
the
get down to
distance.
business with this blueprint. There's the balloon.
Oh,
just
it's
in the
fantastic.
background.
There's some
Yeah.
zip
The Jurassic
lines,
Park.
some aviaries, fantastic waterfalls everywhere.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like an oasis on this
Yeah.
side of the park as well. The idea was to have something where it feels this is where the guests will come, and so there's waterfalls and a lot more plant life. Whereas on this side of the park, you can see it's a little bit of foliage, one cheeky waterfall, I will admit.
Oh, I do like
One
that.
cheeky waterfall. I've seen at least two. we have a live birth.
Live birth imminent.
Oh, that's lucky.
It's the
Look at
megalodon
what it is.
Oh,
And the megalodon juveniles. in formation with mama.
Oh,
And they are cute
they are so
for something so
terrifying.
terrifying. Yeah. They are cute. Look at them.
Oh, they're fantastic. What
Oh.
a nice surprise.
I wasn't expecting that. That was really a nice surprise. Oh. I think,
Oh, look at that. There we go.
That's perfect.
That's lovely. Oh,
What were we doing again?
right.
Something
we were,
about blueprints, I think. Yeah.
we were taking a look around the park.
Oh, I
as
love
well.
a rock arch. Yeah, fantastic.
Love a rock art.
We got moving
Oh
in a
my
nest as
goodness.
well. What else have we got?
Oh, your favourite
It's my
race.
favourite.
The Utyrannus juvenile.
We are really lucky today.
You are getting so many floofy tails. If you've joined us in Discord, you've gotten even more juveniles to see. Yeah, I love a Utyrannus. Look at him.
I think our
Wow.
DIN training paid off.
I think our DIN training has paid off.
Oh, I sense a zoomies. Oh, maybe.
We're gonna run.
Oh, maybe. Maybe not. Manifest.
No,
Manifest
they're
the
just
zoomies.
majestic.
They're wonderful.
Beautiful. Oh, we got really
Oh,
lucky.
there we go. We got some zoomies. We have
Oh,
zoomies.
I'm looking at the social.
And we.
Oh,
Yep, siblings.
that is beautiful.
Again, we could just sit here and
Just
just
stare at them
watch
for ages.
October 21st, folks. We could just sit and stare out at balloons all day, every day. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, Mel, let's get back to Fountain 01 and work out where we're going to put that.
I think we probably want to put it somewhere where the guests are, but as true male fashion as well, I really filled out this park, so I might have to delete something
of
to
the
make
shift
room.
to allow fountains.
I think so. I think this big amenity building is unfortunately going to have to move, but I just also have to point out, just look at this beautiful architecture on this blueprint. I think it is so stunning. This is one of my favorite themes. I just had to point that out as
I
well.
thought you were going to say this is one of mine. Just like, say, look at how amazing this is. Oh yeah, this was me.
And it works so well for a desert park as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So to demonstrate the flattening foundation pieces, I'm just going to go here and quickly roughen the terrain because obviously everything is flattened already from the foundation pieces on those blueprints that I just deleted.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go and lift this just a little bit.
I'll do.
Don't have to be too much. There we
You
go.
can see it's, yep.
Can see it's a bit
Undulated
uneven. And then going into the scenery tab, this is where my blueprint, there we
That's right
go,
at the top.
Fountain 01.
Made
There
up
it
of 41
is.
objects.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Huge
For a
difference.
second I thought, oh my god, that's not the right one. But no, it is. That
It
is
is.
the same
That's the
one.
one. Look how drastically different
Yeah.
the foliage is. It's completely different to what you saw in the temperate biome as well. So this is something that you can experience with this dynamic biome scenery.
So if you zoom in, you can also see the rocks, the material on the rocks has
Yep.
changed. So it's
Rocks
completely
has
different
changed.
colour,
All different.
matching the biome.
All those flowers as well that
Yeah,
I
they
put
were
in
sort
as
of
well.
a more
changed to
orangey
more
colour now,
desert.
weren't they?
Yeah, it is so awesome.
It's
So-
so powerful.
A lot of this this dynamic scenery is baked into our existing blueprints, so that you put a viewing gallery in one biome and you put the same viewing gallery in a different one. If there was foliage as part of its decoration, that would also update.
Yeah. We can definitely see park managers who are really big into their blueprints making absolutely amazing use of these new features in Jurassic World Evolution 3.
I agree. And then sharing that out as well on the
Yes.
Frontier Workshop.
Yeah,
as
available
well.
to absolutely everybody.
Everyone can benefit from this as well.
Well, there we go. I think that about wraps up our little extra time here on Discord. And as much as I've already thanked you both once already, I'm going to very much thank you both again
You're
for
welcome,
your extended time here with us on the stream. And thank you, all of you, for joining us as well. If you joined us from the Twitch stream into Discord, or you were here already, really, really do appreciate your company. And again, if you want to pre-order Jurassic World Evolution 3, you can do so right now for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. If you pre-order the game, either edition, you will get the Badlands sets, and if you pre-order the Deluxe Edition, of course, you will get the Guanlong that you saw earlier amidst a plethora of other things. But thank you all for being here. Thank you both. And
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
thank you all so much for watching. And we'll see you in the park.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.